Okay, back in the shop. Safety first. That ought to keep it from going anywhere. Okay, so this is it. It's a 79 352. Like I said, it was sitting for about 20 years. I haven't fired it up yet. So that'll be a pretty good video. Everybody likes a first start video. It's Cummins, big cam. I'm not totally sure what size yet. I haven't really dug into it all that much yet. But interior super dirty, but it's actually super nice. Not a lot of rips, not a lot of tears. Headliner's all there. It's not hanging too bad. The bunk is nice. What killed me is, if you pull back here, there's little cords that'll unlock the luggage compartments. When I picked it up, there was like no mouse turds in it at all. But now that's been sitting in my shed for a while, it almost looks like there is some. So anyways, we'll figure it out. But pull the cord again. There we go. So all the air lines on it are rotted. I brought it in the shed because I wanted to get rid of some of this ice so I could try to figure out what range it's in and all that kind of stuff. It's going to need every airline on it. All the airbags are pretty well roached. Like I said, it's really sad. Those tires were like brand new, but they're all completely hashed. So, sitting in a shed for 20 years will do that to you, I guess. Yeah, so I'll cab jack works. I'm gonna show you guys how to jack a cab on a Peterbilt 352 here in a minute. Okay, pardon my cardboard tripod over here. Make sure you have a jack cab on the truck. Cabover is obviously, for those that don't know, and I'm probably speaking to quite a lot of people, but the engines are underneath the cab on these trucks. So the cab will actually tilt up and over so you can have access to the engine and the rest of the undercarriage. Peterbilt's jack is right here. Okay, it's up, it's locked. There's a little lock in the system here. There's a little plate that falls down and locks on this this lug here, so it can't fall further forward and it can't come further back. But yeah, this is the truck with the cab tilted. The exhaust is obviously mounted to the frame here. Needs some exhaust work, some holes in it and everything like that. Air cleaner's down here. Air cleaner actually comes through the bunk in this one. Some guys like to take that out and put that up over the top of the cab, put some chrome stacks on. Looks kind of cool. I might do that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But here's the deal on this truck. At some point, it was a farmer that owned it. At some point, this truck had been kind of well taken care of. I mean, the frame was all painted brown. The engine, I mean, not too long before it got parked, this engine was painted. So I don't know if it's a reman or not. I don't have any paperwork. I don't have any knowledge. Looking at the frame on it, it appears that at some point it had the suspension located in a different location. So, you know, very good chance that this frame may have been stretched at some point. Looks like we got some welds back here and some cracks, looks like. Yeah, it looks like the everything was moved back I'll bet you the frame was stretched on it at some point. Which is nice because this is actually kind of a nice wheelbase right here. A little bit longer than a lot of the factory ones, but shifter stays mounted to the frame here. Actually runs on a drive shaft. So here's our Cummins, and I'll try to find the pump tag here. Yeah, we'll probably find that at a different time. So like I said, starter, which goes down there. I already have it taken off. I'm going to try to find a new one, a little gear drive starter for it, I think, and then might try cranking it that way. Other than that, like I said, I tried pull starting it last year, and I noticed that a lot of the air lines back here to the shifters and coming back from the splitter and everything on the shifter and everything were all rotted and gone. There's some right there laying. I can't reach it, but there's one right there that's broken, and that goes up to that has something to do with splitting it back here. So I have a feeling that might be why our transmission isn't engaging, or our clutch isn't engaging the motor when we try pull starting it. So we'll take some more videos and as we go along here. Interesting story on this truck. When I bought it, it didn't have a key. So I figured the easiest way for me to key start it would be to run down a Peterbilt and buy a new key switch or ignition tumbler and all that stuff, which probably would have cost me about 120, 150 bucks, I think, by the time I got the actual ignition switch and the tumbler and the key and all that kind of stuff. So I went down to Allstate Peterbilt in Fargo and told them what I had, and the guy said, well, what's the VIN number on it? So I pull up the VIN, and I knew at one point that it was sold at Peterbilt of Fargo, but I didn't know that it came from there originally. He ran the VIN number and pulled up all the specs on the truck. Man, now I wish I had them. I wish I had all the gear ratios and all that kind of stuff, but I'm going to go back and get those at some point. But he said it originally sold at Peterbilt of Fargo, right out of their store there, and it was one of their trucks, and I can't remember where it went. I know it spent some time down in Sioux Falls, and it was ultimately bought from a farm up in east central North Dakota. But he said, you know, let me look to see if I can find the key code for it, the key number for it, and we can just get a key for it. We can maybe make a key for it. And I thought, there's no way in hell, 1979 352 that's been sitting in the barn for 20 years, that they're going to have a valid key code for it. He looks it up. Sure enough, they got a key code for it. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, let me cut the key, and maybe if it's the right ignition switch, the same original ignition switch and everything like that, everything should work. So he cut the key for it. I bring it back out to the farm, put it in the ignition. Sure enough, the damn thing worked. So there you go, Peterbilt. You were thinking way ahead of time, way back then in 1979. I'm gonna head out and grab some lunch. Driving the old rusty, trusty Tahoe. Some things you're gonna learn about me as time goes on is I'm not exactly the kind of guy that drives a lot of new stuff, and I like making old things work. So we're driving the Tahoe today. She's low mileage, good unit, about 344,000 miles on it. Only 13 payments left, and she's gonna be all mine. So let's go grab some lunch, and maybe I'll bite the bullet and spend the 300 bucks on a starter for that thing. I can get one online a lot cheaper, but I kind of like helping out my local establishments, especially during this COVID crisis. So thank you. Okay, well, we're back from town. This is the old starter that came off it, old Delco. Got these lugs on it, so We got I got a new starter, a couple new batteries. Go with a couple older batteries. I figured it wouldn't hurt to have 4 batteries going on here. So try set this up a little bit so we can drop you here for a minute. Getting good at using stuff for tripods here. Went down to Walworks in Fargo and picked up some stuff. They're a little closer and a little cheaper. Picked up a TRP starter. It's kind of nice. It was $290, I believe, with no core. Core charging technology. And it's well, it's not a gear drive. I guess I thought it was going to be a gear drive starter, but I guess it's not. It's just going to be the regular old one, which is fine with me. A little less question on where everything's going to bolt to, I guess. So should make it a little easier to put in. So new starter. I'll go forward. See what we got. Okay, so went and put my new starter in. 4 new batteries, well, 2 new batteries and 2 one-year-old batteries. Got everything wired up and plugged in. So before, when I tried the old starter at one point with just 2 batteries, just to see what it would do, and I'd hit the start button and it wouldn't do anything. So let's see what we got. I had buzzers here in a minute ago. There are a lot of corroded connections, so let's see what we got here when we hit the starter button. We have crank. That makes me happy because I wasn't sure if the motor was actually free or not. I never tried barring it over or anything like that. So she cranks. So I think I'm gonna try to prime the system and maybe pull it out and maybe get first start video here in this evening. So yeah, first start in probably close to 20 years. Peterbilt 352. Cab slowly coming down. I'm gonna roll her back outside and crank on her. See how she goes. I'm kind of giddy. Make sure to check the oil and all that stuff first, and radiator. Let's see how she do. Hey there, so we got everything put together. The cab's back down, and we're gonna back the truck out. And next video, we're gonna try to crank on it a little bit, see what happens. So stay tuned. If you like the video, please hit the subscribe button. We really need your help on that. And share it with your friends and put it on the FaceTube and all that other stuff and everything you can. So really appreciate all your help. Thanks, man.